Goku looks so fucking cool. There's no reason for me not to play him.
I got called a name and then insulted for using my extra large control.
So like honestly, I'm be real with you. I'm about to go try hard mode on this demo build.
Call them out!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special episode of Paozu Arcade, just hours away from early beta access. Hell Pockets, co-host. What up, man? Are we ready for this?
All right, so I have been pretty reserved in the last couple of months concerning my excitement for this this month alone. And I gotta say, I'm about to lose it. In fact, I probably am gonna lose it at a certain point tonight on the show. I'm tired of withholding my machismo, my key, my special powers here, man. Like, I'm going freaking nuts here, dude. Like, I had the worst day at work. I had to leave early. I had to leave early today because I was just like, dude, like the wait is unbearable. I am being asked to do so many things that are beneath me because all I should be doing right now is waiting for Dragon Ball FighterZ open beta test. So.
Did you, in fact, even dream of this last night? Because I
did. I've been dreaming about this all week, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was riding the train home today, and there was like this guy on the train. He just kept giving me evil looks. And then what he didn't know was in my headset, I was listening to the freaking Planet Namek thing from FighterZ. And I was like, dude, today is not the day to try to rob me.
That song's dope, man.
I was so ready to flex on that train ride home. I was like, dude, I know they told him I was sick and I was going home early, but they're out to catch me on the news, beating the fuck out of some dude on the M line. Because he was holding me back from Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Nah, dude. You know, it's one of those situations where it's like somebody just stole my car. I know who it is, but I gotta get home because if I kill this dude, that means I don't get to play the beta.
Yeah,
I get it. Or like what a lot of people were saying was, it's like I gotta manage to stay alive until the release happens, man. And you know that's a real thing because I really do think about certain things. Like, fuck, man. You know, it sucks that Dick Clark never got to see Dragon Ball FighterZ come out, bro. He's dead now. Like, there's so many cool shit he missed out on.
That would have told me that, all right, I can go now after seeing that shit. It's like, cool, just unplug me.
Yeah, and you know, I actually do think of stuff like in that way. I'm like, damn, dude, I was lucky enough to see like Dragon Ball FighterZ come out, man. Like, well, at least we're gonna be lucky enough to see the beta.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Fingers crossed, hours away.
We've got 4 hours, guys. We've got 4 hours until open beta starts. Well, at least if you pre-ordered, you do have a chance to get into early access open beta, which opens up at 12 a.m. I guess tomorrow. But man, it's finally happening, dude. Like, you know how we talked about how the wait, despite probably being the shortest window cycle for a fighting game release ever, was almost unbearable, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's only 6 months.
That is really true, man. Like, from announcement to release, it's remarkable, and the fans want to know, dude. I hope they do some type of documentary about this shit.
They probably are filming it right now, man.
Because I'd imagine, like, on so many fronts, like, there's probably people that are seeing this game get made, and the next generation of artists and game makers are looking at this shit. It's like, I want to fuck with Arxis so bad when I get out. In the same way, when we were younger or kids, where I was like, I want to work at Capcom. Didn't everybody think something like that? Either Capcom or SNK, right?
Yeah.
For us at least. It's like, oh, when I grow up, I want to work there. You know, like people are looking at this shit. It was like, these guys at the top of their fucking game. Because of the release of this game, they're probably gonna attract some major fucking talent, and they already got
They
great
got like
talent.
the best already, you know? It's crazy. I mean, the only thing I can imagine they can get right now is just like veteran system designers, you know?
Veterans in general for appreciation of art, you know, like back in the day, they used to appreciate art like because it was a 2D platform, you know, like back in the day from all the way up until probably PSX, all the games were on a 2D platform. So yeah, it all kind of carried over from that, but it kind of died out when 3D came out. But now with this new style that has been cultivated in this way, like these traditional artists and these people that have those capabilities can apply that aesthetic into the future, which has been kind of the problem, right? Like, how do you merge the old school to the new school? And
It's literally like that hammer hitting the nail. It's like,
yeah,
how do we make the most graphically intense, franchise look the way it's supposed to with modern technology?
uh-huh.
And I mean, they nailed it. That's about that's about as much as I can say.
Yeah, and actually today this is actually a good little segue into what we were already planning today. Is we wanted to take a look back at a lot of the legacy games that were pretty important or integral to how Dragon Ball uh versus games or Dragon Ball fighting games have reached to where they're at right now. There's a lot of big pillars as to like um throughout the generations that made this stuff what it is today.
Yeah, you got started from the early '90s, and it's been kind of a rolling thing that almost every and I think this is important that for a long time, like every system that came out needed a Dragon Ball fighting game.
Hmm.
And that ran for almost like 10, 20 years, man.
But the important thing is, man, is like, things really changed for the franchise. I'd say probably like around the late '90s, right? Where it was like the US really got a hold of Dragon Ball. So now you need a game that appeals to across international borders.
Yeah.
And
No, that
yeah.
was. I mean, they did that. I mean, we can we can move over to that right now because we want to trip you guys down memory lane real quick. So obviously we're talking about Budokai, but before Budokai there
Yeah.
was Butoden, Super Butoden, and this is on Super Nintendo. This is the first game that we're looking at right here, and this game came out, I believe, in I want to say 90.
Well, it says right here 93. It said
It's
on the
93. 93?
yeah.
Okay, my bad. This is out in '93, and so this is like the first in the line of like the Butoden line series, which is something that I've often talked about as far as this is kind of the Dragon Ball Z fighting game series
Uh-huh.
that is like the gospel. Everybody who played Dragon Ball fighting games were talking about the Super Butoden series and everything that came behind it or after it, and these were developed by a company other than Bandai in partnership with Tosei, and so. Tosei was in charge of like all the Super Nintendo Dragon Ball Z games for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
Everything they did was, actually, I want to take that part before I say it. This is probably the only Super Butoden game that didn't have any of the assets carry over. They basically wiped this and then started all over again with the next game. But
Go ahead.
I was going to say, but as you can see here, like they're even for their first game, they're trying out some pretty wild shit, And we're talking about before, SNK had like, super desperation moves and stuff. Like there were these motions, these input motions that nobody was messing with. And Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden basically was using them. I don't know if they made them up, but they were pretty prevalent.
So when you play these games, did you get to play them before emulation or did you play them when they were out?
So this one's actually got a funny story behind it. I actually did not play this game ever until emulation. I played the second one first, but I remember I was at an import store, and I didn't know it was an import store. I was like a little kid at the time, and this was being played on the TV, and I was like, and this is before I even knew it. I didn't even know what Dragon Ball Z was at the time.
I would have lost my shit, bro.
Dude, I was like, what the hell is this? Where do I buy this, right? And they're like, oh, it's a Japanese game. And I was like, Japanese game? They don't put these games out in America? What kind of bullshit is that?
Oh, right? That's a good point, man. That's the first time I ever had that realization that it's like, you mean Americans don't make all these games? That all the games aren't released over here?
Like, why would they do that? And so like then Super Butoden 2 comes out, and you're like, and I'm sure most people know this game. You know? This is probably everybody's first Dragon Ball Z game that they ever played, and this is probably your introduction to importing.
Yeah, especially from the point that this shit never got translated. So when you were playing this shit, you had to just look at the characters and recognize them. Like as far as the lettering goes, there, it's like, well, I think that's Broly.
Well, if you even knew who Broly was at the time, man, like I think at this point I had seen the Broly movie,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't know who Cell was. I didn't know who Bojack was. I didn't know who. I mean, I knew Trunks and Vegeta and Goku and Gohan,
Hmm.
but the villains like the Cell Juniors, like who the hell are these people? Because you didn't have access to the TV show at the time, so I pretty much only knew the movie characters, and I found out who Zangia and Bojack were because my local import store had Movie 9 for rent. So I was like, oh, okay, so I had connection to those characters. But like, I found out about those dudes before I found out about anybody else. And what's cool about this game also is that usually with like these IP tie-ins, I want to say,
Hmm.
they don't really take a lot of effort out of their time to make them anything special. Maybe visually they try to upgrade things, but other than that, they don't really say, how can we make this a better experience for people? And
Yeah.
Super Butoden 2 compared to Super Butoden 1 was like a dramatic improvement, you know?
Hmm.
Like you can tell that they were taking themes from other fighting games and throwing them in the mix and kind of creating this revolutionary style of fighting gameplay that even now doesn't exist. Like you got beam clashes here. You don't even see beam clashes in in other fighting games, right now, because it's just strictly Dragon Ball Z, and they managed to put it in the way that it works.
Well,
So
I'll tell you what, they took a lot of risks with this game that other games weren't willing to do, and I for one won't say that it 100% worked because I don't like that split screen shit.
no,
But as a fan, when I played this game, I mean, I lost my shit because you could do all the supers, and you've had your character you could finally play in a game. Because I don't think I've ever played any Dragon Ball character or Dragon Ball period. Like this is my first experience. 2 was my first experience, and then I went backwards, and played 1 and then back and forth.
mhm.
But this game was the first time I got to play as Goku, as Piccolo. Like this is my first experience.
And it's really good sprite work too, like especially compared to the first one. So up next would be Buyu Retsuden, which was the Mega Drive, aka Genesis version of Super Butoden, which I guess Bandai had a contract with Sega, and Sega was like, "Hey, we want a Dragon Ball Z game too." And this is where shit's starting to get hot, as far as development goes. They make a version of Super Butoden 2 for Mega Drive, and they turn it up like 800 notches. They add moves, they add systems to it. They take some of the other assets from the previous game and they just like make it so much faster, so much looser. And that might just be because of the way the hardware plays. But
Yeah.
the cool thing about this game on the Sega line is that it carried over into future Sega Dragon Ball Z games. This is like the predecessor to Shin Butoden, which we'll see later on. But you'll see a lot of stuff in this game at a basic level that just isn't in the other Super Nintendo Dragon Ball Z fighting games. It's
This game
strictly this line.
also looks much faster than the other 2.
Right. And now, granted, the Super Nintendo version had a turbo mode, but this ran it a lot smoother than that. Like, this looks like it's supposed to move this fast.
Also, the sprite work isn't as good as the other one, so maybe that plays into why it's pretty clean.
Most likely. Like you're seeing right there, that little sliding kick, that's actually a universal mechanic that I really like in this series.
Uh-huh.
But it really turns up in Shin Butoden. But like,
Oh, they didn't do an instant overhead right there?
Yeah, man. Like, okay, I'm telling you, man. It's like it's kind of deep. It's on accident deep, but it's good. The animations in this game are a little more put together. Now,
that's true.
You'll also notice that there's other characters in this game that weren't in Super Butoden, like Frieza and Rikum and Ginyu. Everybody else though is pretty much returning.
I'll tell you right now, though, whoever's playing this Vegeta is being super cheap with that fucking diagonal kick. That is like the only move.
That was my shit when I was playing this game, man.
Yes. Yeah, I did notice that. Yes.
Yeah, they
the
stole
cross-up elbow was first used by Vegeta.
Yeah, dude,
What?
that was his shit, man. You see that little air juggle right there? Oh my god, there he goes again. They actually took that away from him after this game. He never had that diagonal kick again. After this, they gave him a rising knee lift and pretty much everything, I think. Oh no, actually only in Super Butoden 3. We got like launch combos and shit, man. Like they were thinking back then. They were thinking like, hey, how do we make this extremely Dragon Ball Z like, outside of cinematic moves? Wow, that hit for
And
forever.
what year is this around?
That was actually the same year as this, if I am correct. Buyu Retsuden came out around. I want to say 94. So
Oh, okay.
and we rolled right into Super Butoden 3, which I think a lot of people who play Super Butoden 2 obviously know about Super Butoden 3.
Yeah.
And this is where you're seeing the designers Tosei try to perfect their sprite work,
Yeah.
Things are a lot cleaner, a lot more high res. Movements seem, or at least the backgrounds seem a lot more livelier than they did in Super Butoden 2. Unfortunately, in my opinion, the gameplay suffered a little bit,
Look,
They
man.
added- yeah.
I'll tell you as far as at this point of this game. When I knew about this game, I knew about that other game that's coming up, and I stopped giving a fuck about this game. So I think you know what I'm talking about. But since
Yeah.
this game's on right now, this series to me was a prelude to some really dope shit that even I was looking at it earlier. That it's like fuck, dude. Oh, by the way, this shit, these gifs were all over in the early 90s or late
That's
late
true. Yes,
90s.
the sprite gifts
Yeah,
for Super
yeah.
3.
That
Yeah, dude.
dude, instant nostalgia right there. I was like, oh shit, they used to do that shit on all the geosites and fucking Angel Fire, Angle Fire, I forget.
Yeah, man, like the freaking the tripod sites, dude.
Yeah, the tripod sites.
Yeah,
That's right.
like that was like a thing like back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like you would just see gifs of
Mhm.
Super Butoden sprites everywhere. And I mean, you can definitely tell that, they were thinking about something else. You're right. They were thinking about something else when they're making this game. They didn't even get to complete the saga. They didn't have a story mode in this game. It was just you had a tournament mode that when it completed, you got an ending sequence, which was just credits. Really cool song that plays at the end of it. But that's about it.
I think at this point with the game, it's like I didn't give a fuck how good they looked, just as long as my character was in or the characters that I liked. So it's like at the time it was like, what? They got Kid Trunks in this fucking game? Like that's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's actually one of the few games that he and Goten are in. Goten and Trunks, at least in their kid forms, not very popular in terms of Dragon Ball Z fighting games.
Yeah.
After the Butoden line, usually people opt for Goten as far as like casting goes. But Super Butoden 3 had both of them in. They had Gohan in as his outside of his ultimate form and outside of his great Saiyaman form.
So this is his movie costume, right?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think he
his
used this in the series.
No, that's a serious costume, and this is the one you're talking about, right? This is what you're
Hyper
talking about.
fucking dimension, baby. The sprite work in this shit this is 96 also, so time has passed. Sprite work has improved, and this is still on a fucking SNES. So it's not like they have the hardware of arcade to work with here. But fuck, does it look good?
And this is the same company making Super Butoden, and look how much they improved, man. Not only in sprite work and in art, but the way the game plays, man. Like holy shit, it's a totally different game. Now, granted, this is a tool-assisted combo kind of system thing going on right now, but these things are they put this in here.
Look at that fucking plane change. You see that shit? That was some real Bout shit right there.
But like, this is like when things. I want to say this is when things start getting competitive as far as like, hey, who's going to make the best Dragon Ball Z fighting game? And then people start playing this game for real. There's like meta involved here. Like people are talking shit now, and there's people still talking shit.
This game blew me away when I finally got the chance to play it, because for a while it was hard for me to find the ROM. At least I couldn't find it because I wasn't a part of the community at the time I was doing stuff like this. It was difficult. I'm on my own. Google did not exist. It was Ask Jeeves, guys. So I had somehow, some way I was able to find it, and I was like, dude, it was everything I thought it was. Because I would see like the gifts for this, on websites, it'd be like, what the fuck is that from? And when I finally got to play it, I was like, fuck, dude.
You know what the worst part is? Like I played this game for about 4 years on emulator, and I had no idea it was this deep.
Yeah, I played that shit on a keyboard, bro. Like, I didn't even have a gamepad or anything. I was keyboarding this bitch.
like nobody knew that this game was this deep. I can almost guarantee it. At least not for the first 5 years. This was definitely something that aged very well, and I kind of hope it gets another look later on in life. But for what it is right now, it's probably one of the best fighting games I've ever played.
Oh fuck! I can't say that, but it's a It's a contender. It's really good.
Nah, man. You know, I played some real steamers too. So like, this is
Uh,
okay. One of the best Dragon Ball Z fighting games I've ever played, but
there,
not
there
the
you
best.
go.
But
Okay,
not the best. Not
I
the
think
best.
I think that is a good consensus. I think we're all on board with that. Yeah, man.
This game's beautiful, man.
This fuck. Oh, Majin Vegeta was my shit.
And this was like the first game you could play Vegito in, and so like people were just like losing their minds. They were like, "Oh my god, I can play
That's a good
Vegito and
point.
Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Kid Buu," and they finally like Tosei was finally able to complete a game based on how the manga was going.
This
They were
is
just
like a really streamlined version of the other games.
yeah. And
Oh,
then they
Ultimate
added-
Battle 22. So the only reason I fucking love this game is because of this intro.
That's it, right? It's only the intro.
and because like the sprites were pretty loyal, but goddamn, this animation suck in this game.
So this is where things kind of hit a snag, I want to say. Now, when this
Uh-huh.
game first came out, I was a kid, so I'm like, hey, Dragon Ball Z game on the new generation. Let's see what it's like. Oh, it looks really cool, and it plays funny, but, you know, I wasn't competitive back then. I didn't know what a good fighting game really played like. I didn't know combos.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know freaking footsies. And surprisingly, this game can get some, it's actually surprisingly not shallow. There's some things in this game that are kind of deep, but
Uh-huh.
it's kind of hard to find them. And immediately, you're just kind of turned off by just how everything looks when it's like zoomed out like this.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
The way they handled the flight system in this game was supposed to combat the split screen system. They did away with it, and Bandai was like, let's keep everybody on the same screen, but in order to do that, we have to sacrifice, you know, visuals. And the game
Yeah.
just played really badly. Let's just put it that way. You know, look at that. What the hell is that shit?
Like it to me, the sprite work looks cool enough, but the animation's just fucking horrible. Just from a fan point of view, like not really understanding the gameplay. Because honestly, at this time when I saw it, I actually did get to play this. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, they got fucking Vegito in here or fucking Gogeta.
Yeah, that was the
What the
first game you could play, first and only Butoden line game that you could play Gogeta in.
Yeah.
Other than Shin Butoden, but it's like basically the same game in terms of casting.
Uh-huh.
The cool thing about this in comparison to Shin Butoden is like there's actually moves in this game that are not in Shin Butoden and vice versa.
Uh-huh.
So Bandai was working with like, you know, hey, who can make, literally within our company, who can make the better Dragon Ball Z fighting game on new gen?
Yeah.
And so PlayStation team came up with this shit. And I gotta commend them. The usage of 3D backgrounds in this game got me pretty hyped. You know, when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh shit, they're fighting on a freaking highway," and you can see the highway as it scrolls in.
That
Like
is
that's some Revelator shit.
that is really odd, actually. Now that I think about it. Oh, that's some fucking Ken shit right
Yeah.
there.
Now here's the best Dragon Ball Z game you're ever gonna play: Shin Butoden on Sega Saturn.
Uh-huh.
This game is the most accidentally godlike game I've ever played in the Dragon Ball Z series.
Mhm.
Like nothing against like hyperdimension or anything like that, but there's like the amount of crap in this game that works on like because you didn't know about it is
Mhm.
it's awesome.
Okay, I didn't play this game. This game I did not play.
This game is very rare to find because this is on Sega
Yeah.
Saturn. It did not get promoted the same way the Ultimate Battle 22 got promoted, and it did not come over to America. This was strictly Japan, so I had to import this. And so the way that they can see that they took the same art and sprites
shit.
from Ultimate Battle 22, but they handled it in the way that Buyu Retsuden is played. You know, they got the split screens, they got the universal sliding kicks,
Uh-huh.
and they also have a juggle system behind it that make it a little more like it felt like you should have been able to do that in Buyu Retsuden, but they allow you to do that in this game, which lets you know that the people who are making this game are like, hey, you know, that's dumb that we didn't put that in, you know?
Definitely seems like it has a much better flow as well.
It's a lot faster than Ultimate Battle 22 also. And you also got like the punches you can mash.
He's doing a fucking cooldown break right there.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's a medial attack. You know, like this is probably, you know, this was also like, you know, the last for a long time in the Butoden line. So they went out with a bang as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, sprite based. I think this was the last PlayStation PSX sprite
Last
based.
Sega Saturn, yeah. I mean, probably the only Sega Saturn sprite-based fighting game after. No, it's X-Men vs Street Fighter in that series, of course, but.
No,
for
I'm
Dragon
talking
Ball
about
Z-
for Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the last sprite-based Dragon Ball Z game in favor of this.
Oh, so this shit. Before I even knew what it looked like, I just saw the image of Final Bout and I was like, I gotta play it, right?
So
And I used to tear up for this shit until I played it.
I'm 100% on with you because I used to
Uh-huh.
get every video game magazine I got that had
Yeah.
a picture of this game in it, and
Yeah.
the screenshots that they used in that were
the
so high
animation.
res.
Yeah.
The angles were so dynamic. You were like, "This is literally the perfect Dragon Ball Z game." Like, they're never gonna do any better.
Jesus
And
Christ.
then you start playing.
Yeah, this game was a huge disappointment because one, at first, to be honest with you, I didn't even know it was 3D. Like I thought it was just gonna be like how every other fighting game is, you know. And then when I played it, I was like, oh, this kind of looks like shit.
Well, the thing was, is like they didn't even really use the 3D plane to their advantage. It was just kind of
Uh-huh.
like it was a nice option to sidestep, but it
Mhm.
didn't do anything. Now, what I will give them credit for on this game is trying to do their best to incorporate the flying system from Dragon Ball Z into a 2D game or almost 2D game, you know,
Mhm.
or into a fighting game in general. The way
Mhm.
they handled it was like, you hold down a button and you hit the direction, you can fly in any direction.
Mhm.
Now, in theory, that sounds really cool, but obviously the way they executed it was just it lacked a couple things. Or a
Oh
lot of
my
things rather.
god.
Yeah.
Fucking Gohan getting down low. He's getting his eagle on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then there was the actual gameplay, which, it
What is that? Like,
yeah.
is he throwing loaves of bread? Like, what is that a key blast?
Oh man, that's Mega Man lemons.
Oh, god damn.
So they tried some cool stuff here. I definitely commend them on trying cool stuff, but they forgot to make a sound fighting game while they were doing it. And I mean, I won't fault anybody for just making this an experiment, but it
Mhm.
costs like $60. So
Oh no, dude, this game was insanely expensive,
yes.
especially post-release.
Mhm.
Like, to be able to find a copy, buy it. I could never find a copy. But I did have a friend that had it, and he guarded it with his fucking life, dude. Cause
It was a
he
collector's item. It was a collector's item for a while.
we didn't even. I mean, we didn't know what that term was back then. But yes, absolutely. Cause the only reason I got to play is because that one guy I knew, and to this day, the only people I knew that he's probably the only one that I know that had it.
Now, the important thing about Final Bout that it did do was that it did bring Dragon Ball Z into the 3D realm, but not
Yeah.
immediately and not by the original, what would you say, fandom that
Dude,
originally wanted it.
This
series.
the Budokai series, at least the first Budokai, was the first time you saw 3D done in a way that, at least at the time, we thought was so loyal to the series. You know,
Right.
it had full blown cinematics. Basically, did the whole fucking show or all the big points of the show with cinematics, and that was the first time probably the U.S. also got to get their hands on a game at release.
Yeah, Budokai was actually published by Atari.
Yeah, that's
Atari
right.
made their comeback on the Budokai series saying, hey, people in America really like Dragon Ball Z. The IP doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
Let's fucking make magic happen.
Another thing, rates in this fucking game suck dick, because this game never fucking worked.
Yeah. Dude, like,
This
but the thing
game
is,
was always scratched up.
but the cool thing about the Budokai series is like it was so big that you really get to see like how outside of Japan you get to see how popular a Dragon Ball Z game could be and how unstoppable the merch machine was. Because even though people were like,
Ooh.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 is cool, and then Budokai 2 everybody
Two-
hated it.
2 was fucking garbage. How are you gonna give us all these cinematics and then play out those cinematics in chess pieces, or game pieces? That shit pissed me off.
That
dude.
did suck. But then they didn't
3,
give up.
right?
They still got 3. You got 3, and they were like, you know what?
They made
you
up
bought
for it.
2. We're gonna make 3, and 3 pretty much made up for it almost entirely. It was the first competitive Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Because there were people that were just grinding this shit out everywhere in America. You know, people still playing this competitively. And then it led into this Shin Budokai, which is an even bigger improvement from Budokai 3. Now, unfortunately, this is on PSP, so there is no there's not much of a competitive scene for it, as far as I know, as like with tournaments and shit. But I think that they did capture a lot of what they put into Shin Budokai
Mhm.
with Infinite World. I don't have any footage of that, unfortunately, but Infinite World is basically like the last frontier of Budokai on PS2. But Shin Budokai and 1 and 2
Uh-huh.
were like you really got to see like the growth that Bandai was putting into this game,
Mhm.
and it looks really fun. Like I didn't really like Budokai as a series that much back when I was a kid, but when I saw Shin Budokai, I was like, wow, they did some pretty cool shit. Like you can tell what your attacks are doing now. You know, instead of just seeing a
Mhm.
big burst of smoke, it actually
Yeah,
looks
man.
like a good fight, like a good sound fighting game.
And as far as I know, that was the last 3D like side type of game, uh, like not arena type game,
Well,
right?
no, there was one more, and here it is, the pinnacle of the Budokai
Oh,
series,
okay.
Burst Limit. Burst Limit, like people lost their minds for this game, man.
Uh-huh.
Like it came at the perfect time. The new gen systems, Xbox 360, PS3 were coming out, and one of the first things they announced for it were, "Hey, we're gonna make another Dragon Ball Z game."
That shit
And then you
actually
got
looks
this,
pretty good.
yeah, you got to see screenshots of this shit, and you were just like, "Oh my god, people are just, drooling all over themselves for this shit."
Uh-huh.
And myself included, I thought this game was beautiful. I bought it first day for Xbox
Mhm.
360. It had an online mode, which everybody had begged for years. It wasn't that great, but you could play online. You could play Dragon Ball Z online.
This shit
So,
looks a lot better than Raging Blast.
oh yes, this this honestly, like, this is probably the saddest story in the Dragon Ball Z franchise as far as games go, because
Uh-huh.
from what I understand, this was the end for the Budokai series.
Yeah.
They did not continue it after that. They went into the Sparking aka Tenkaichi series. And
Mhm.
then the fighting game line, Butoden, revives in Nintendo DS
Mhm.
with Dragon Ball Kai Ultimate Butoden, like out of nowhere. And this is actually an extremely rare game because it did not come out in America. Uh, I'm sure you could probably download a ROM for it, but like not a lot of people have played this game, which is it's interesting, especially after Dragon Ball Z got as popular as it did at the time, to make a game that not everybody in the fandom could get a hold of and to put this much effort into it. It was really weird that they did that to us.
Yeah, this is definitely one I have no experience with.
Not a lot of
But
people know about this game.
yeah, really interesting piece of history here.
So this game,
Oh shit, this looks
it's
a
kind of
lot
crazy,
more
right?
fighter like, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, so this is basically them, you know, I think they were trying to say like, hey, the Butoden series deserves to be revived in a big way. And here's the follow-up, Extreme Butoden, which everybody knows
Oh,
now
okay.
is the prototype of the game that we are now going to be playing in about 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, I'll definitely say this. As far as sprites goes, it's probably the prettiest sprites they've had for an official release for Dragon Ball.
Oh, easily. This game is, nowhere near as I would say involved as Dragon Ball FighterZ is to play,
Mhm.
but the way it moves and the way it looks, definitely, like, you can see the influences there.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful game. It's really fun. I suggest if you have a 3DS, pick this game up. Not to necessarily practice for fighters or anything like that, but just because it's a good game. And in Japan, there is a competitive scene, so check those out on YouTube.
Oh, that is a good point actually. Uh, where is Super Dragon Ball in this?
So Super Dragon Ball Z is something that I wanted to save for the end
Okay.
because,
Cool.
yeah,
Well, we'll save it for the end then.
yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that we were going to talk about because I was wondering about it too.
Oh, don't worry.
Um,
Yeah, of course. But yeah,
oh,
so
look at this shit though. It looks fucking great, man.
no, I was actually playing this on the way home from work
Yeah.
today. I was just like, oh man, like this game is so great, and it's really easy to play. And Arxis and Bandai Namco did the perfect thing for the Dragon Ball franchise as far as handheld games go. They made a really simple fighting game that looked this great, and then they were like, you know what if we put that on PS4, Xbox One, maybe even arcade.
Dude, imagine if we saw this shit as kids. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like
now
this level of sprite work?
that's what I mean. Now, like you can tell that with Extreme Butoden, they were completely, like it almost felt like silly that they would put that much work into it for a handheld game and
Mhm.
not transfer that over to what both of those companies are known for, console games, arcade.
This is why I want to find out. This is why I want to find out, or if they're gonna make a documentary about this shit, man. Like, I really, really want to know, like, how all this shit started off and the planning and all that, and how they use their resources to try to make Dragon Ball Fighters. Because I cannot help but notice that this just seems like a culmination of years in the making. You
Yeah.
know, not even just on working on the title itself, but just on how all the games that they worked across came to this.
Well, that, like you said, there should be a documentary, and however long it took for them to come to this. I mean, I'm sure there's multiple stories about that too. Like the stories alone and how they approached Arxis to even do this is
Mhm.
probably worth a movie on its own. But yeah, man, like this is inspirational stuff. This is the turning point, as some people would call it. Not necessarily just for fighters, but
Yeah.
just because this is how good it can look. You know,
Mhm.
this is how good it can look, not only at our best on console and arcade, but also on handheld. We are capable of creating fire.
Mhm.
So, yeah, there definitely should be some kind of record on how to keep that up. I mean, I kind of hope they make another Extreme Butoden to see how much they can improve on that, because that in itself is an amazing game.
Yeah, one of the main reasons why I appreciate Extreme Butoden is because it's smart on both fronts. It's smart for them to try shit out as far as like fighting game systems goes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also smart to keep those guys that work on sprites to keep them busy.
Kind of
You
sharp
know,
too, right?
yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's something in the back of their minds. Because as far as I know, Arxis did do the sprites, right?
Yeah, they did the artwork
Okay.
for Extreme Butoden, as far as I know. I don't think they did any system work though. It's
Mhm.
the story behind that has been like back and forth. Some people say that they only consulted and they didn't actually do any work on it, but it's kind of weird that to assume that they didn't do any work on the sprites when you
Mhm.
look at
The
fighters, and
quality.
the sprites look like better quality versions of the Extreme Butoden sprites. So, or models rather, because those are fucking models. Those are not sprites. Those are
Yeah.
3D models made to look like sprites.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
yeah, and so I want to know the true story behind that too, just as a fan of the series and wanting to know, like, hey, who did what, and how did they do it? Because we need to bottle that shit. But anyway, I did want to end the trip down memory lane, and sorry, super producer Gibby, I'm gonna have you turn on the video again on on Cho Dragon Ball Z. Now this is an interesting one. Dragon Ball Z Super. They call it Super Dragon Ball Z in America. Um, this game was the third arcade Dragon Ball Z fighting game to ever come out. The other two I didn't show up in here because, well, if you've played them, you know why. But this was actually done by one of the producers for Street Fighter, the Street Fighter series.
Mhm.
He had been out of the game for a little bit, and this is what he came back to work on as far as production goes.
Mhm.
Um, and the game is just it's insane. Now this isn't high level play because I didn't want to, I wanted some HD videos, and this is the only
Mhm.
HD Super Dragon Ball Z video I could find. But the competitive scene in Japan still exists. In fact, if you go on YouTube and search for Kabe's channel,
Yeah.
we'll put a link in the chat later on. But there's a ton of high-level Super Dragon Ball Z matches that are current, not even from years ago when this game was hot. Current people
So
are playing this still.
so this is what I remember as a criticism for this game, is that it did not feature enough characters. People were really hard on it because they're used to like the Budokai series or the series that came before where it had like fucking 100 characters and shit, right?
Right.
Like when this game came out, I was like, what? And I think casual players did not understand that it was meant to be a much tighter experience. You know,
Yeah. No, that you're 100% right on net on the head. I'm sorry, head on the nail, like nail on the head rather. It was the first time that we got exposed to two sides of the fandom. And I
uh-huh.
think that's what a lot of people forget about as far as, what this game meant to people. I mean, everybody bought it, obviously. Both sides of the fandom bought it, but you had people saying like, "Wow, this game is really technically sound. This
Yeah.
game is, this game is thinking. It's thinking about more than me just getting damage. It's thinking about me, spacing myself correctly. And then on top of that, there's like the whole customization of your character's moveset that it allows you to do, which still doesn't really exist in any other fighting game. And the way they incorporated it in this game is masterful. It was seamless. And I gotta say, probably it wasn't so much the roster, but I think people legit were overwhelmed by this game. I think they legit saw how deep that well went with this game, and they saw how the high level went, and all the things you needed to keep track of, not only with pre-fight stuff, but during the fight shit. Like, and they were just like, that ain't for me. Even hardcore fight, even hard-nosed fighters like, this ain't for me.
I think because at this point, a lot of the reason that Dragon Ball they kept making games for it was really a lot because of the fandom, right? And not so much because of like the competitive scene, like it is now. Like there's a bit of a crossover there now.
Yeah.
But back then, it was kind of an odd thing because, like I said, like a lot of these other games had a ton of characters, and this one was. You couldn't make heads or tails on it. It just you knew it was so different from everything that you were playing, and it was I think it was difficult for the casuals to really jump on this one.
It was. I mean, and let's also take let's also take into account the fact that game you don't start out as a Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
Those are all base forms. Now the transformation is available as a super. But it's a limited time kind of thing. It gives you a power boost. I forget if it gives you a speed boost or whatever. And it gives you it makes your energy attacks bigger. But for the most part, it was kind of the first time that something like as big as transforming into a Super Saiyan was relegated to a install, And people were just like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I feel like that once you do it, you should be able to hold on to that form for the rest of the round, But people were like, no, it's got a limited time. It's a buff. Deal with it. And that was the first time we really saw that. And so there was a lot of shocks to the system with this game from a company that probably wasn't as loyal to the subject matter as a lot of the other companies that Bandai had contracted out to work on their fighting games.
This is what happened with this game. What happened was that they decided to let this company work on it, not knowing what they'd probably end up making. Because it looked like the people that worked on this game were like, I'm about to make my fucking version of this game. Fuck all that other shit. And the consumers and maybe even the people that hired them were probably like, well, you have quite a pedigree. We'll just let you do your thing. But what the fuck, bro? Where's all the fucking super big animations and shit? And where's all this? And then it's probably like, let me break it down for you, bro. What if you had a Dragon Ball Z game that was technically sound? Get the fuck out of here. We're not making another one. We're not making another one of this one.
You know that meme where like that dude's in the office meeting and they just toss him out the window? Yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, I mean the company's name was Kraft and Meister, and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna rock your world, Bandai. You'll never forget this game in the rest of your existence, and they didn't. There was a lot of debate on how good or bad the game was, but over time it just turned into, a cult classic, something that people still enjoy watching. Yeah, man, like it's quite literally what would you say, the art house version of Dragon Ball Z. This is the
yeah, like if you got the indie director to make like a Spider-Man movie or something, kind of like that, where it's like, hey, let's get this dude that's like is more than willing to go in a very artsy direction. Yeah,
like he was like, oh man, he just got done making Street Fighter games. Like, what's he gonna like? How dangerous could he be? So, yeah, man, like that. He showed him, man. And I gotta say, like, I never really learned how to play that game that well. That game is fucking hard. Like, just to do simple shit that I saw in like match videos. Like it's not just like, oh, I can just, like movement. Movement alone is like you gotta like hit the jump button and then hit it again to stop in the air, and then you gotta and then you move behind the opponent and then drop down again by hitting jump again to do a cross up, and you do it all in the span of like under 0.5 seconds.
So I got a bit of a discussion here for you. Do you think that a game like this was the catalyst to a game like the arena type style fighters like Xenoverse and Sparking and those types of games? Do you think this is a little like, okay, bro, you hit the peak of your fucking 2D type fighting style. Fuck that. Let's have a billion fucking characters. And now the archetype for a Dragon Ball Z game has now become a massive roster type game.
So
Do you think it's really affected that? Because like things really changed at that point in time, don't you think?
holy shit, I just looked that up. Sorry, I don't mean to derail you, but this is also related to Super DBZ. But you know who the directors were for this game? It's fucking Arika.
Oh yeah. We
I did
talked
not
about
know
it
that.
with Tatsu, yeah.
I was not. I must have missed that part or blanked out or something. But yeah, man. Do I think that I think it didn't help their decision to just go all in on the Tenkaichi kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
I think as with Super Dragon Ball Z, Bandai Namco took a risk. They were like, hey, let's try to make a 3D fighter. We can't do any worse than Final Bout, right?
Well, the thing is, the Final Bout still wasn't really an arena fighter. Like as far as like these go, like
no, I mean that like specifically this. That's, like they specifically wanted to make another 3D fighter
that
had all the classic elements of a fighting game, like the movement, the attack system and whatnot. They didn't want Budokai. They didn't want shoot button combos and shit. They wanted legit like quote unquote thinking man's combos. I hate using that term, but that's how people talked about it back then. And then maybe they got stung by it. Maybe they're just like, oh, maybe this was not a good idea. But hey, how about that Raging Blast? Because this is 2005. This is like well into them already producing those kinds of games, and those are killing it.
Yeah, because the time difference between those kinds of games and until we see another game that's made in that same 2D fighting type of way was Extreme Butoden, right? Like, and that took years before that happened, right? Well, like, can you have an idea of like the difference in time between the last time between like Super Dragon Ball Z and Extreme Butoden?
I'm actually going to look that up right now.
Because it feels like dude, that game feels old. Like I remember that game a long ass.
10 years.
Hey, that just goes to show you guys that that the companies are listening and they're trying to make you guys happy. Consumers are important, and that's why you didn't get an Extreme Butoden type game for a long time.
Yeah.
And they still work. And the thing is like that's not getting abandoned. Like those games, it's like solid fucking. They got that shit down now. Like we're just gonna keep progressing on this formula. Now, FighterZ, however, is a completely different beast, man. And I'm not trying to bring up Xenoverse and Dragon Ball FighterZ to draw up which one's better or which like to draw up the contrasts in quality. I'm bringing it up because I'm trying to draw up the contrast in the types of games that they are, because they're completely different games.
Entirely.
And as far as the arena type fighter game, they've hit a pretty high mark for themselves, and I feel like they're really comfortable in that. But they have yet to really break out with the true fighter for Dragon Ball Z. And that's why we say this is the type of game we've been waiting for a very long time. Like 10 fucking years, man. Like since was the difference between Super Dragon Ball Z and
Extreme Butoden.
Exactly. And that shit was on handheld. Like fuck you.
The hearts were broken immediately. Like people were just like, why is this not on PS3? What's wrong with you guys? Little did we know. Little did we know.
Yeah, man. So like the difference between Xenoverse and this is like It's like, wow, man, like you guys really got a robust thing going on here, but what can you do with a fighter? And they asked that question to none other than motherfucking Arxes, baby. And they were like, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to drop this fucking game, this license on my lap? You're going to let us do our thing? They were like, yeah, we like what you've done with Guilty Gear. And let me just say, it's impressive. Because, the higher ups never really show all their cards, right?
Yeah, they're
They're
always
not
like
like,
kind of stone faced, like
yeah, I
so
don't like
right.
it that much. I mean, it's good. It's good. But what
Okay.
can you do with Dragon Ball? And then I guarantee you, when they showed them their first prototype or whatever, they were like, Jesus, give them whatever they want. I was like, budget unlimited, budget unlimited. Do what you gotta do. Get all the goddamn talent. We're throwing all this money at you. And I gotta see this fucking documentary get made, man. Can they please make this documentary get made?
I
And
don't know.
have the producer talk about, it's like, yeah, bitches, I knew this shit was gonna be dope from the get-go. It's like, you guys didn't know. We had our squad lined up.
Well, they asked them, and they was just like, "Please let us do it." That's what I keep hearing people say. Is like, I think they had an interview about it, and like directors of Bandai Namco were like, when you approach Arxis, were they just like, "Oh yeah, sure, we'll do it"? They were like, "No," they were more like, "Please let us make this Dragon Ball Z game, right? Let us make this for you." And Bandai Namco was like, they probably tried to play it a little cool. They're like, "All right, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just throw you a little bone, Arxis. You're doing making some good moves.
Uh-huh.
Like like you said, we like what you're doing." And
Uh-huh.
like you said, showed them that prototype,
Yeah.
and they was probably like, when can we get a finished product?
I'm
And
not
it was like
saying
February,
that
motherfucker.
I'm not saying that we're in love with the idea, but we'd like to give you guys a shot. And then they're high-fiving each other like, bro, we're about to fucking break the bank with this one. Like,
Dude, it's like close to legendary how this game has probably came about, dude. Like, like when they first announced it, I was like, okay, we've got at least a year wait before this is a thing,
yeah.
There's no way this is going to happen during the start or before the start of the esports season 2018. And then the release date drops. And it was like, that's when remember we got worried. We were on the show when they dropped that date, and we got extremely concerned. And we were just like, well, they said 20% done in June. It is now October, and they say it's coming out. And well, at the time we thought it was February 1st, and then it got bumped up to January 26th. But
yeah, dude. I mean, let's highlight for a second. We kind of talked about it, but let's highlight for a second how games usually don't get announced from announcement to execution of release date. I don't remember it ever being that fast, especially for a fighting game. And that was extremely worrying, where it was like, when we found out about the release date, we try to talk to certain insiders and be like, is that legit, dude? Like, are they really going to do that? Because they're going to fuck it up. Like, if they're going to release it that fast, it's going to come out fucked up. We've been proven wrong so far. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight, which is the whole point of this stream tonight, to help you guys lead into the beta tonight. Tonight, we'll get a pretty damn good idea as to where we're at. And this time, one thing that we did want to point out to you guys that is a big difference from the beta that happened last time is they didn't give us any set times like they did last time. This shit is have at it, bro. No holds barred. Do what you got to do.
Damn.
So technically, if they decided to not fix anything, which I highly doubt it, it's a beta. They're gonna shut down the servers for a little bit to work on it.
Most likely.
But you're gonna have a pretty good amount of time on this than you did last time.
Like at least 72 hours, right?
Uh-huh. And if you're on the fence, which is fucking crazy to me, especially if you're here, if you're on the fence,
you're watching Paozu Arcade. What are you doing?
There is an open beta to which, if that doesn't fucking sell you on buying the game, on at least investing some time in doing some investigation, you're a lost cause, bro. Yeah, go enjoy your other games. Not trying to hate on anything, but hey, man, it was nice trying.
It's not about trying to get everybody to play the game. I mean, it is, but it's not about like you a dumbass if you're not doing it. But we know that some people just don't jive well with certain things. So
Yeah.
that's cool. But legit, man, like if you're here, you're listening to us, and you're enjoying what you see, and you're enjoying what you hear,
Yeah.
like you probably already bought the game. And we've definitely, Abe, convinced some people to pre-order in the last in the episodes that we've done. There's definitely people who've come up to me and say, "Hey, you guys got me to pre-order this shit. Thank you."
Dude, there's friends of ours that aren't huge Dragon Ball fans per se that hit me up is like, okay, listen, guys, I'm gonna level with you. I really want to fuck with this game. Like
What do
I
I do?
was over here, I'm a against the grain kind of guy, and I was like, oh, is that the new hot shit? Well, sir, I will find something better. And at this point, it has become difficult to resist. And yeah,
Fever pitch.
same thing with you, man. Like I've had people hit me up like, okay, how do I get into that early beta? Fuck it, I'll get the digital. And you know what? I was one of them because I was on the fence about getting the digital because I like hard copy.
Got to
But I was
get
like,
that crack while you can, baby.
but I was like, man, I gotta get in that open beta. Um, so I hope that all this time that we've spent highlighting all these players and bringing all these guests that plan on going hard on this game really gives you guys a good idea as to who to look out for as far as streaming and for information on Twitter. And we have compiled a list, though we don't have a graphic, but the usual suspects, ladies and gentlemen, tonight and for the rest of the weekend, Mount these people are getting the Mount Paozu bump.
The official Mount Paozu bump.
So first and foremost, this guest was on with us a few weeks ago, but unfortunately had huge failure in some internet problem. But Lord Knight has expressed his feeling that he is going to be streaming tonight, and let me link you to him in the chat. And definitely a guy to stay with. Follow his Twitter and follow his stream if you can.
For sure, for sure. Lord
Uh,
Knight is definitely someone that if you're trying to get into this game, he is
mhm.
the perfect guy to go to in terms
Yes.
of information. And
So
learning.
pin that site. Yeah, just like you said, he's a very informative guy. He's a top player, and he comes from. To me, he really mixes the two ideas of like a thoughtful person and commentator, and a very skilled player. So perspectives like that are extremely valuable.
Mhm.
And now the next one. This is a returning guest we've actually had. Nakio. Let me put
Hey.
this. Let me put this in there. We'll also be streaming apparently a 24-hour or what? 24-hour
Dude,
stream
like
today?
I keep telling him not to do it. I keep telling him
Oh,
not to do it. Like, dude, take a
Jesus.
break. Go to sleep. It's all right. You don't have to like. We need you
Uh,
alive, man. We need you to live.
If I could give Nakio advice, he's not gonna take it, obviously, nor should he. But if I were to utilize Nakio, I'd be like, I need you at perfect mindset to break this game down for us, bro. The community needs you. So take a nap here and there.
Yes,
Be
please.
be of sound mind and break this game for us, bro, because you've done a great job in displaying your skill set in this game, and we all
Absolutely.
look forward to what you're gonna show on your stream and what you're gonna show in the future and the beta. So there's our other guest, and let me get this link right here. And up next, another great guest and player that we've had on recently as well, multiple returns. Tatsu, man. Tatsu, the counterpart to competitive fighting to Nakio, right?
Yeah. Tatsu was the that's kind of his not his rival, but that's his sparring partner basically, right? For the earlier part of the game.
They're probably the closest the closest to being equals that we have before the release of the game, right?
Right.
Like if you want to see some people try to take it to the next level, I'm sure that their matches are going to be really important to watch.
Yeah, a lot of hard stuff there.
And we'll be breaking that down more into the future with Mount Paozu Arcade.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, from our super producer Gibby, he just let us know that Tatsu might be also going in on a 24-hour stream as well.
Oh
So,
my god.
so I guarantee you that these dudes hope that there's like some maintenance time. Cause what are you doing? What's that saying that you always say?
Oh no, that's not my saying, but oh no, baby, what is you doing? 24 hours? You gotta sleep, dude. I don't need you drying up like a raisin.
Look, man. If anything, by Monday, I hope you guys are good, man. Because we definitely want to have you guys. We're gonna have might as well plug Monday's show. We will have our first beta version of Paozu Arcade with the beta, trying to incorporate gameplay into an actual episode.
That's right.
So-
That is going to be the working model of Mount Paozu Arcades. Once the game releases, we will be making at least a moderate amount of time for gameplay. That's online gameplay, mind you, with the fan base. So you could, come in and catch us in a room and play us, and maybe there's prizes. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, well, no promises being made, man, because this is our first go at it. We're gonna see how things end up being.
I want to be successful, but I don't want to spend a lot of money.
Okay. So
and there's one other guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Up next, we have another fantastic guest when we had him on. By the way, had a lot of great insight as to what he thinks about the game and as a fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect fucking legend, baby.
Perfect legend.
If you want very interesting takes, and unique takes on the series and what he thinks Dragon Ball FighterZ is gonna be, stay tuned to his stream, because when he came on here, he really gave us a completely different perspective that we hadn't really considered, and I'm interested to see where he's gonna go at it. Like, I want to see as many diverse opinions on this game as we possibly can, and he's definitely on the other side of the spectrum that you're gonna might get a pretty good consensus with all the streamers that we've put up so far as to where this game might be going.
He is also the person who's going to be observing the most, I believe, because he is, of the people we mentioned, the least comfortable with the game and probably the most experienced playing competitively. So this guy is definitely going to be watching, observing, and reporting back a lot. His stream is going to be a learning channel for sure. So I would suggest, if you are, you're into Dragon Ball Fighters, but you're like, I need to, I need someone to break some stuff down for me while they're playing. PL is a good way to go for that. Not that nobody else is, but he is pretty much dedicated to getting that game down to the point where he can just spread the gospel to people full time.
Yeah, man, and I really think with the set of streamers that we put on so far for tonight, you get a pretty good way to sift through the info that they're giving you to make your own opinion about the game, on top of your own experience, because you guys are going to get to play too, man. It's not just us.
It's not just us.
This is a different time, man. This is a different timeline here, because all these times that the new stuff's been exposed, it's like, well, Hell Pockets went up there and he didn't record any Gohan shit for you. So this time,
record your own Gohan shit.
you're gonna be able to observe your own stuff. So yeah, man.
I think people are gonna have a really fun time just discovering stuff in this game and seeing how deep it goes. Because even when we went up there, even with the Bandai Namco, we couldn't discover everything, and we all stayed away from tag assist combos, man.
Yeah,
that shit is about to blow up.
Yeah, man. That's exactly why I want to see these other versus game players.
Oh yeah,
go in on it. I mean, I know all you guys saw Sonic Fox going on it as well at the event, and he's a more than capable versus player. So I want to see how a guy like that breaks it down, or how other players that have been put through their paces in a versus game. Yeah, because this is the first time I'm going to see a lot of different people from different backgrounds play this game, and they all have very strong opinions about it. If you guys have been anywhere near Twitter FGC over the past few weeks, you see that it's almost to the point where it makes no sense.
Yeah.
If you're an outsider and you look at what Twitter FGC is saying, and you'll be like, well, who am I supposed to listen to? And I'll answer that question for you. You listen to these people, and then you break down what you think you should take the truth from. You try to look for the kernel truths in all the things that they're saying, right? And you add that to your own experience, and that's how I feel you'll be able to get a good idea. But yeah, man, Twitter FGC, man, it's a trip.
Or you can listen to us. That's cool too. We'll shift through the bullshit for you.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to curate a lot of the information here for you guys as well. So It definitely expect some guests on after the beta, and probably
Mhm.
some new perspectives as well after they get a touch this game.
Yeah, we got a lot of plans for just this show alone surrounding the game. So
Mm.
if you like what you saw here, it's only gonna get better.
That's
Um,
that's right, man.
yeah, dude. Do you want to do questions?
Yeah, let's go into the questions, guys. Let's give
Super
our
producer
super.
Gibby, you still awake? You alive?
He fucking made it, dude. He
I
fucking
know.
made it. Oh my
The
god.
trooper, man. This guy is like
Yeah.
half awake right now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Where am I?
Oh, fully awake.
Is Dragon Ball FighterZ yet?
Woke Gibby.
All right. So our first question comes from Lionheart16.
Hello.
This is specifically for Hell Pockets. It says, which anime series would you like to see next be adapted into a console fighting game by Arxis, and why is it Bleach?
And why is it blue?
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Did he make the hard read there? Is that
Yeah,
is
he
that a
did.
hard read?
He hella did. So I would like Bleach to be adapted to a Arxis to like a fighter's fighter.
Huh.
Because well, one thing it's right up Arxis' alley. You know, it's a weapons-based fighting game
Yeah.
or weapons-based fighting manga.
Mhm.
The Bleach fighting game series has a semi-rich history on the handheld Nintendo DS. Bleach DS and Bleach DS Second were both cult classics within the darker corners of the FGC.
Mhm.
A lot of the more poverty players know about that game and played it competitively, and it's actually really cool. And so to see if somehow Arxis could get on a line with Treasure and Sega and say, hey, can we do this the right way? Can we finally put this game on a platform it deserves to be on? I think I've been waiting for that for a really long time. I'll wait even longer too.
Okay.
All right. Next question comes from god damn it. It comes from Bugs and Lola. I just read the question right now. Who's gonna be the one to play extra thick thigh Nappa the whole beta?
I'm not the whole beta. I'll try them, but I definitely got some appreciation for extra thick thighs on male or female. Those squats are real, bro. Don't miss leg day.
Oh,
Don't
dude.
miss leg day.
That guy never skips leg day.
Nappa is leg day every day, bro. He's so into leg day that he high fives himself. I'm not gonna let that go. It blows my mind. This is this the first character? No, doesn't fucking god damn it, Third Strike. Does he fuck,
Who?
what's his name? Who's a wrestler in Third Strike? I don't know why I'm blanking, bro. Gibby, you know this.
What are you talking about?
Hugo.
Hugo, does he fucking give himself high fives?
He claps.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay,
He
he
doesn't
claps.
high
That's not a
five.
high
There's a
five.
difference. There's a difference.
I mean, like Nappa's high five is so intense it shakes the screen. So
You know that is true. They definitely. You know what? He's not even a wrestler, and he's selling it better than a wrestler. What the
Yeah.
fuck? But yeah, I'm looking forward to. Apparently, Tatsu's got some interest in him, so
yeah,
try to watch that guy get down with him.
a lot of people have been coming up to me saying like, I want to spend the whole beta playing Nappa. So there's probably gonna be plenty of Nappa players to be watching on stream. I'll be trying them out too.
Okay. Sun Tenchi asks, what character would you like to be added as DLC, and what playstyle would you envision that character having? So one character each.
I would like to see Bardock added first. I want him to be the first DLC out the gate, and I expect his gameplay to be centered around his chokehold grapple, where that will put you into a crumple state that he can follow up afterwards with.
I think off the top of my head, I think it'd be interesting to see Metacooler in the game and make use of the multiple iterations that he has of himself to do some crazy shit in the game. Though I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it will be a cool difference from what we see in the gameplay right now. Even though we do kind of have some of these characters that do have their other characters attached to them, like Ginyu and 18 and fucking Tien and shit. So yeah, those probably be my character for now.
All right. And no one cares for my opinion but Roshi.
Oh, okay.
Next question is from Benigmatica. He asks, aside from character DLC, should Bandai Namco plan to add more stages? Abe, your camera died?
Yeah.
Add more stages and license music as DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, I definitely think they should milk that cow until it's dry.
Yeah, absolutely agree as well. Like, the music's great, man. Like, you know what though? I am digging the fuck out of the original music for the game though.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's
Like,
amazing.
Fuck.
Like that shit they put out for Hits trailer. Holy crap!
Oh
dude.
yeah, dude, it's so good.
That is good shit.
I'm also on the Namek theme as well. Like, fuck.
Yeah, man, make you want to stab a dude on the Bart.
Yeah, man.
All right. Next question. Where are we here? From Dr. Zool. Oh, okay. He asks, what KOF character would have the best chance against Cell in the Cell games?
KOF character would have the best chance against Cell in this. I feel like you should answer this.
Me?
Iodi. Iodi can't lose. He's always top tier.
What the hell?
Holy shit. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go with Iori also. I can't think of anybody else.
Rugal. Omega Rugal.
All right. It's a good, solid answer as well. Question 2. Okay. That Ain't Marth. I like that name. That Ain't Marth asks, this is for both of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Dragon Ball FighterZ is a true return to form that Super DBZ and Infinite World started?
You think DBZ is a true to form that Super DBZ and Infinite World started?
I think it's a continuation, I guess. And probably more of what we wanted to see. Cause to me, Super DBZ, it was a really good game and it was deep, but it felt from a visual and a consumer standpoint, it felt bare bones. Maybe not in gameplay and stuff like that, but it's like you have that platform and they built off of it to combine all the other tertiary things that a game usually has, and they fucking borderline are in mastery level right now. So yeah, I guess you could say that. How do you feel about that, Chris?
I do think it's somewhat a return to form, but not so much for what was started by Super DBZ and Infinite World, but more so, and I've said this before, the next step in the evolution of the Super Butoden series. Like we were saying earlier, each Super Butoden game and every game that Tosei worked on dramatically improved either visually or mechanically up until the point where they hit Hyperdimension. And Hyperdimension was just like balls to the wall, insanity as far as fighting game subsystems go on Dragon Ball Z fighting games. And I feel like after that, Bandai took too far of a step back, and they felt like that was a little too wild, you know?
It's like as if they told the people working on Hyper DBZ, like, this is the last game you're ever gonna be able to make for this franchise. Make it a good one.
Yeah, like go nuts, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with those guys as far as the Dragon Ball Z contract goes, but I know that everything else on record is it's recorded as being developed in-house at Bandai. So Bandai must have took like some ideas from them and made, Ultimate Battle 22, Shin Butoden, which was accidentally genius. And then we get Ultimate Butoden and Extreme Butoden later on in the 2000s, and it was like, you could tell there was a rumbling there. It was too much attention given to it to just let it die on handheld. So something was always coming, and I think it was this.
Okay.
All right, next question. Which one was it? That one. Next question comes from Krillin the Villain. He asks, oh, this is a long one. Okay. Do you think there should be a character with inputs that aren't so similar to the rest of the cast? Like one that takes a little tougher execution? Most of the characters have similar inputs, and that's not a bad thing by any means, but maybe a little variety?
When you actually think about it, even in other fighting games, a lot of characters have similar inputs. Like a lot. There are maybe like less than a handful of them where it's like, okay, this character's super unique. But you know what? Sure. At this point, because a lot of the characters do have overlapping moveset inputs. I gotta see how the inputs are for hit. I would imagine they're one of the more unique ones.
The
Chris?
move list alone is, yeah.
Yeah, I would
the-
imagine he'd probably be the more unique one.
The way that they work is definitely unique. There's definitely multiple stages to how they work, and because he does have a stance, you know, and he has multiple stances, and he has a command dash that goes into a stance. So he's very involved as far as execution goes.
But as far as like inputs though, like
His inputs are the same as far as like, you know, your actual physical motions. He doesn't do anything different from anybody else or Frieza. Frieza and 18 are probably the only characters with down inputs. You know.
You know what they're gonna do? What they're gonna fucking do is, and they're gonna do this just for you, Davimon. They're gonna make Broly hard as fuck to play.
360s, baby.
There you go,
Those are
bro.
360s.
Pretzel fucking motions for Broly. Execution. Ridiculous. Good luck, man. Good luck with that.
Oh my god. Well, here's the thing, because like, you know, what else could you add? You could add like maybe half circles forward and back, half circle back to forward stuff.
Somebody has a real DP.
Yeah. Now the thing is, if you add them in, these are not strangers to the Dragon Ball Z fighting game series. These were all motions that were in Super Butoden. You know, they had the half circles, they had the half circle backs, they had the half circle back to forward, had down to back to forward, they had forward to back to down to up to whatever. They had all that crazy shit, you know. So not entirely out of the question for them to add that in, but I don't think it really hurts to have a lot of the same overlapping simple.
Yeah, man. Dude, if they put Broly in, I just want them to make it like the hardest character to play.
That would be accurate because he can't control himself.
Dude, you lose control of Broly while you're playing. Like, it's like, what the fuck? That's not my input, and it legit tells you.
I told you guys, that's
you're
not
right.
how it works. He is
You're
in complete
right.
control. He's just an asshole.
Nah, man, he's out of control. He doesn't even know where he's at right there. It's like he wakes back up after going all crazy. He's like, "Oh, what was I doing?" Oh.
No, I guarantee you he doesn't. He wakes up and he says, Kakarot!
Wait a minute, I hate Kakarot.
Yeah. I'm
But
hungry, Kakarot!
yeah, man. Yes, Arxis, please bring Broly, but make him really difficult.
360s only.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So next question is from Spartan Knight. He asks, "Ooh, do you expect this game to become bigger than Street Fighter V?"
See, now we're getting into that shit that...
So this question has been asked before, but it was under a different climate.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Of course we've had this question, but we are much deeper and closer to the release date than when we answered the same exact question.
Okay. What did we say the first time?
I think we were pretty safe on what we said.
It's had a very esports answer? Okay.
Yes. However, I just could not shake at the time that I felt, I don't know, I made the soft commit that it's probably going to be the best game, not the best game, but the biggest game ever. And there's a lot of potential. We might have settled on the potential for it to be the biggest game ever.
Yeah.
You know, because I really do think that it does have the potential to be the biggest game ever. And I stick to that even harder now, seeing as how things have turned out than I did before. Will it? Do I expect it to be bigger than Street Fighter V? The possibility is there. Street Fighter V has had a few stumbling blocks. They're coming into a new season. The thing is, man, is I don't think anybody's ever seen something like this before, and that's what Dragon Ball FighterZ has going for it. You know,
Yeah.
like Street Fighter V, though it is a big game, it's not so far and away from things that we might have seen before. You know.
My thoughts on it is my thoughts on it are if we're talking in terms of sales, then
I don't think that's what it means, but okay.
no,
yeah.
that's not what I know. It can mean anything because like to call a game big, a lot of things go into a game being big. The amount of people that play it, its commercial notoriety, its sales, obviously, you know, just so many things. And I mean, to a certain extent, Dragon Ball Z is already bigger than Street Fighter. You know, just by the fact that it exists. It is already a bigger franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Is Dragon Ball FighterZ the game going to be bigger than that? That is something that, legit remains to be seen, because we are dealing with something that does not, and we say this all the time, have legacy community support. There is no history of Dragon Ball FighterZ in the FGC and in esports. This is literally the inciting incident. This is going to be the make or break point for if Dragon Ball FighterZ will be, included in the conversation next year. And yeah, there's people already thinking about that. People are already looking at Evo 2018. Nah, there's people looking at Evo 2019.
All right. You know what, man? This is Game Goons, bro, and I'm not gonna let you go out like a bitch. Yes or no?
Oh my God!
Is Street Fighter V gonna be bigger, or is Dragon Ball FighterZ gonna be bigger than Street Fighter V?
Dude,
Yes or no? Hell Pockets, the people look to you. What are you gonna say, man? What are you gonna say?
fuck it, hey, man.
This is a subscriber, bro. Give him the real answer.
I'm gonna be fucking raked over the coals for this. I can already see like the headline 6 months from now. Like Hell Pockets is, supreme shill.
Yes.
Kills Street Fighter V and the FGC for DBFZ Esports.
Here we go.
DBFZ Sports.
What do we got? What's the definitive answer? Here we go. I'll give you mine. I'll give you mine. But I want to give you that floor to say that.
Yes, I do think it'll be bigger than Street Fighter V.
Oh, you fucking shill. You fucking shill. I knew it. Oh, that's it. It's over, dude. You labeled yourself, bro. Shill switch activated. Oh. You know what, man? Yeah. With the game not even being out, the fact that I'm going to say yes as well. But the fact that I feel comfortable in saying that with the game not even being out, to many, I know would seem foolish. But from what we've experienced and what we're looking forward to, fuck, I'll take that loss. Like, okay, that's fine. If it's not, that's totally cool. Because you know what I do guarantee you? That it's going to be a big game. If it's not the biggest game, it's going to be a very big game.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, the term "too big to fail" has been used pretty constantly surrounding this game. And like I said, just by the fact that it being one of the biggest franchises in the world in the form of a beautiful fighting game, yeah, it almost wins by default, And I hate saying shit like that because I'm like, I at least want to play the game first and have it side by side of the tournament and see how these numbers stack up, because you literally cannot tell if things are going a certain way based upon, predictions. We're working at open beta in a couple of hours, and we're not looking at, tournament entries, stream numbers, sponsorships, endorsements,
Yeah, dude,
These are all the things that come into that.
Let's remind the people that we are answering a question.
We are answering a question.
This is not something that we're like actively promoting. Like, this game is bigger than all your games. Fuck you guys. Like,
this is not a segment.
Also, to be honest with you, a lot of us, or all of us here at Game Goons, we play almost every game. We don't really have any hate towards any game. I know that sounds like a fucking, like, what's it called? A political answer or esports answer.
No.
But it's true. If you look at our past of what we played, like, it is SNK centric, but it's like, to answer the question, yes, I do believe. If I'm gonna get put on a lie detector test, yes.
I tell you what I can say wholeheartedly. I want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say this too, more than any game.
I want it to be the biggest game in as far as fighting games go. And I don't play any other esports games, so I guess I want it to be the biggest game in esports.
Yeah.
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
This as well.
Super producer Gaby, what up, man?
So, in terms of being bigger than Street Fighter V, obviously, well, there's no doubt in my mind, sales-wise, it's gonna be bigger than Street Fighter V. But that's not I don't think that's what the question is asking.
Hmm.
From a tournament standpoint,
Mhm.
if there's no league behind it, no money, but like official sponsorship from Bandai Namco, it will not be bigger than Street Fighter V.
Mhm.
It needs that to be bigger because there's a lot of top players who don't want to divide their focus if they're not getting paid for this game.
Now, my kind of argument to that, Gibby, is, but do those scenes have this completely other attachment of a scene that is going to coincide with their game? You know, that doesn't exist for.
I have a cross counter for that.
Oh my god, that's nowhere near what we're talking about here. You're stupid. You're fucking
No.
stupid.
Oh well, I was just quoting Dudley. You know.
Okay.
Anyway, the scene from what I've been seeing, the like actual Dragon Ball Fighter
Uh-huh.
fighting game player scene, whatever the hell they are, I don't know. They are very mixed on this game, extremely mixed on this game because it's not. What is the
Budokai
Xenoverse.
Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just not
okay,
any
okay.
of the games that we showed off. They don't like that it's a 2D game that doesn't look as good as
Oh,
you know,
stop it.
its predecessors.
Stop
No,
it.
this is what they say. This
I
is not
know,
me
but
making shit up.
stop.
Um,
It's stupid.
I
I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I can see people getting into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it'll hold them because they can't do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want beam battles. They want to fly all over the screen. They just want to do shit. They want 100 Gokus.
Jesus, I'm seeing where your alignment is here.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're right. There is a certain section of that crowd that isn't into all that. But I have to say, I just feel like those are just the people that are going against the grain that are being loud about it. I think the general consensus is
People
favorable.
fucking love this, man.
I don't think that's a good enough argument as for it being like, oh, so many people have hated on it. It's like those people are stupid.
Look, I completely agree with you. Like, those people, their opinions are just dumb. This game looks gorgeous. This game is phenomenal. By the way, I'm not a Dragon Ball fan. For the people who don't know me, I don't care for it. However, this
guy
game
doesn't even watch anime.
is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's nothing negative to this game from what I've seen and what I've played. It's the perfect video game for the source material.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And if anyone says otherwise, I'll just ban them from life
There you
if
go.
that's possible.
No
Can I do
goon, no goon nation for you. You're excommunicated.
That was a really thank you, Gibby, for being King
That was a
Goon
well-thought response.
and coming up with some very sobering comments.
I was
Because
gonna
I
change
was
my
on
vote to maybe.
fuck that, man. You said it already. I hope somebody Twitch clip that. Please.
Oh no,
It's
please!
about to
No,
put it all over Twitter.
don't
This is
blow
the,
me up, please.
this is
I
the
just-
new Dragon Ball
I
FighterZ.
bruise easily.
Fuck with this ego. Shit. I'm all in. Fuck that. I don't care what Gibby says, man.
no,
Gibby's
I-
been wrong many
well,
times.
I don't know. I'm never wrong.
I mean, I'm all in too, man. Like, if it ends up not being bigger than Street Fighter V, it won't be because I didn't put my fucking both feet in it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a Pockets pick? Hell Pockets?
Is this a Pockets pick for being bigger than Street Fighter V? Sure, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
All right,
I
there
am
you
not
go.
specifying
No,
a time frame.
No,
I'm not
we
specifying a time
don't. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of that. Next question. A follow-up question. to
Fuck
this
it,
from
hey, are
Spartan
you
Knight.
kidding me?
He asks, are any of us, the goons, planning on taking this game to a competitive level, or are we just gonna be more of an analyst team for it?
Well, if anybody knows me, any game that I commentate or analyze, I usually play competitively. The only game that I've ever commentated that I didn't play competitively was Rock Paper Scissors.
Oh man. Okay.
So I'm like the worst commentator ever because I have to like do top 8, but I'm in top 8. You know, at CEO 2016. So.
So.
Oh, no, 2017. My bad.
So for me, I want to compete and commentate at the same time. I don't know. I just want to get as good at the game as I possibly can, and I think the only way to really do that is really test your skills in tournament. I'm not saying to be the best in the tournament, but be around the tournament environment, you know, because being around the tournament environment is really important as well as like a commentator and an analyst, because you get to give insight of where these ideas are coming from. You know, it's really important to experience this yourselves, you know. So yes, I will be try to be competitive and, you know, commentate and do an analyst shit we've always done. So
Yeah,
it's the usual for us. It's par for course for us. We've done that for years.
it keeps you sharp. It keeps you, and most importantly, I think it keeps you connected to the scene that you are analyzing, because you meet people as a player that you don't normally meet as a commentator and a personality. You know,
Yeah.
you're already up there meeting people. You're gonna meet other people who are already up there. Probably not gonna meet the up and coming guy in the pits. But if you're in pools, you might run into him. So if you're an analyst and you want to, or you're an aspiring analyst, actually, sidebar, aspiring commentator / analyst, you know, keep playing as long as your hands are allowed to.
Also, keep your hopes up on getting some airtime, because in case you didn't know, Game Goons has its own set of events here, and Boot Camp is something we've been using to help develop talent as far as commentators and analysts go. And also, if you're an up and coming competitor, you may be featured on one of those. So if you don't mind getting testing your metal, there may be an opportunity for you.
Yeah, we are always looking for new talent to show off to people, because that's kind of what, you know, Game Goons is about. You know, like everybody already knows like these big names and stuff, but like, hey, we're trying to showcase some not necessarily little guys, but like the guys that maybe people don't know about yet. You know, maybe like, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a perfect example to do this with, because a lot of people keep asking me where's the best quality match footage to find. You know.
Yeah.
And I keep telling them, Tatsu and Nak. You got those guys from the French tournaments. You know, there's stuff out there, and people just gotta be pointed to it. You know.
Exactly, man. Yeah, any more questions, Gibby?
We have one final question from Alchemist. I also want to say that I will not be taking this game competitively. I don't take anything competitively anymore.
Except chess.
Oh yeah, chess. I forgot. I'm getting back into chess. I'm gonna get competitive. So next question is from one of our subs as well. So you guys have to give honest answers. Oh, this is for the goons. So this is all three of us, I guess.
Okay.
What do you not want to see included in Dragon Ball FighterZ?
Dragon Balls.
Oh shit! You know what? Hey, in the spirit of being real with our questions tonight, I have been dreading that fucking mechanic since it first got introduced. And we still keep managing to sweep that under the rug.
Well,
right?
You do know we're gonna have access to it tonight.
Yeah,
right?
we are.
Yeah, I know.
I'm okay with them. I've come to terms with them, but I'd rather have the option to leave them out, because I just don't know what it will do to the integrity of the game.
Yeah, if I could do something, well, technically that's something taken out, right? Because he's saying do not want to see / include in DBZ, but we'll make that commentary on that anyways. Me personally, I don't want it. If I had a choice, I would take it out. Sorry guys, I'm not the type of dude that likes to experience new and exciting things like that. Especially when it doesn't work too well in other games.
Oh my god. That's like the first thing I'm gonna test out when we get to the actual event.
Is it though? Or are we gonna
I'm
start
testing
beating
out
some ass?
Because there's a lot of trepidation around that. People, and I was told this by Bandai Namco employees, that the only way to summon a dragon was to collect all 7 Dragon Balls, have full meter, and then perform a full auto combo. That means light, 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 chase, light, light, light. Now, after that, somebody got to my attention saying, I've got some footage of this guy summoning the dragon without full meter. And I'm like, oh no. Please. It's alpha version. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But to further elaborate more on the question that was asked, what I would not like to see, what's not in there right now that we would not like to see?
Like at all?
Yeah.
Chi-Chi.
Okay, I guess we'll just stick to the whole Dragon Ball thing. All right.
Hell Pockets? Anything you not want to see?
Not the one to see in the Dragon Ball FighterZ. Round. It's hard to say. I mean, I legit don't have anything that I have any beef with in the game, or could have a beef with in the game until it was introduced, and then I'd probably be like, oh, that sucks, you know. But right now, everything's pretty cool, and I guess like the only thing that could ruin it is unblockables.
I feel like there's a good chance of happening.
Probably happening, yeah. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, we've got a good 3 days with it. Well, I'm sure someone's gonna find something. As for me, I want to see a nice variety of characters, so I don't want to see just copies.
Elaborate, bro.
Please. You don't want 20 Gokus?
All right.
Speak
so,
your mind.
I don't want multiple forms of Goku. I don't want to see Majin Vegeta. I don't want to see who else.
Heartbroken. Heart fucking broken.
That's
Fuck
how it is.
You, dude.
I don't want to see what other characters I don't want to see another version. I don't want to see any of the other forms of Frieza.
What?
You know? He's got what is it? three other forms.
You don't want Cyborg Frieza?
Cyborg Frieza is actually legit.
Oh, that's 4 other forms. Yeah, I forgot.
What about that one? That could just be a palette swap, or just like a
for sure.
costume.
He doesn't change at all. He just except in Super Dragon Ball Z where he gets the bazooka.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to see that. I've dealt with it to a minor extent with King of Fighters, where there are 4 kills in one game.
Ah, yes.
I have not really dealt with it in a Dragon Ball game because I've never really played. I've played a couple, but never too deep. But seeing how a lot of the more recent games have 1 billion copies of each character, we don't need that.
Well, you know whose fault that is, right?
Yours.
Fuck you. It's Budokai's.
You're a Dragon Ball fan. It's your fault. I don't blame you.
I'm not saying that I even disagree with you. It's just I'm not gonna say that I don't want it in. I don't mind. I would change my answer to I don't mind if it's not in. You know, but you're saying that you don't want it in. Is
yes,
different.
I do not want. I do not want like all the characters we have right now. I don't want another version of those characters. I want variety.
Yeah, this motherfucker's sobering as fuck, dude. Fucking Gibby, man. Dude, you ever want to get sober from like getting on your high horse? It's just like, okay, guys, I got something to tell you. That's stupid.
Like super producer, more like super reducer, man. Shit.
Okay, so you didn't want any more Gokus, any more versions, not even Majin Vegeta. Oh, heartbroken.
What if you have a Majin Vegeta install?
That's fine. Installs are okay.
Okay.
But that's gonna have to come, season 2 patch.
Vegito does not count as a form of Goku.
That kind of does.
No, it doesn't. It's a totally different dude. It's a totally different character.
So to pick your brain more, are you also saying, please, no more Saiyans?
Yeah. No more. We have all the mainline Saiyans, right?
No Universe 6 Saiyans, basically what you're saying.
I wouldn't say the most popular ones though. Like.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Excuse me,
all right,
Saiyajin.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Broly is fine. I know I think that's what you're trying to get at. Broly is a must, only because the huge fandom. I don't understand the big. I don't understand.
You don't understand Broly?
Bardock. No, Bardock's what I don't understand.
Dude, he's like freaking Saiyajin Solid Snake.
What they need to add is there's the hyperbolic time chamber, right? You need to go to the hyperbolic time chamber to unlock Broly. And that's what they need to put in this game, all right?
Yeah, this is the point, Gibby, where you need to stop where you're ahead, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you need to stop where you're ahead. You're gonna start losing people. Yeah, people on your side, you stop losing them, man.
And we got another question from Spartan Knight. Oh, this is a Hell Pockets question.
Oh my god.
Does Dragon? I'm assuming he means. I don't know if he means Dragon Ball Super or Fighters, but either. Dude, does it need more waifus? Definitely Hell Pockets.
Does Dragon Ball need more waifus? Well, Dragon Ball is full of waifus, man. Like that's
Get
literally
Big
all
Rib in this piece, bro. That's her character right there.
Big Rib is not a waifu. She is.
What? What?
Big. She's not for waifuing, man. She's for she's like your nanny, dude. Like, she takes care of you and your kids.
But I would, out of all the characters on there, I'd probably wife her up because she would take care of the kids, just like you said.
I mean,
You
yeah.
know, she has the most fleshed out body of work compared to other females. She actually has move sets. You know,
She's got
I
a
like
lot
what
of
you,
love
I
to
like
give.
what you did there.
you know, a lot of fleshing out of that character. And I'm with that, dude. I'm all about being comfortable in the bed that I sleep, and I'm not gonna sleep next to fucking Chi Chi. That girl's fucking crazy.
Feel like she stabbed you in your sleep.
As a matter of fact, a lot of the girls on there, I don't feel safe because they would beat my ass. Like if we're just going 1-to-1 here. Anyway, I'm not. That's not waifu's question's not a good one for me.
Like, can you imagine if you were having a lovely evening with like 18, but she has like no idea like the meaning of subtlety. She's just like, oh, you like it? Rips it off or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's no good. But Big Rib is just as strong as they are. See, what you need is like a nice girl like Videl. She's rich.
No, dude, no.
Her dad is dumb, he's like.
She's too young for me, dude. I need one of those girls in like her mid 40s, like has been through a lot of shit in life, and be
So
like,
you want Bulma's mom?
Joe, okay, okay,
She's this close to cracking every episode.
okay.
That smile is hiding 25 years of agony.
Yeah, man, I'll be the one that show her a good time. But anyways, moving on from this fucking question.
That's it. We don't have any more questions. Thanks for asking questions, everybody.
All right.
I'm out.
Well, I guess that's shoot, we went like 40 minutes overtime, but it's okay because we're supposed to be helping you
Kill the time.
withstand the wait till Dragon Ball FighterZ open beta. We are currently at 9:41. There's a little over 2 hours left.
Also, don't know. Does Gibby, can you pull up the graphic for the Teespring? So we're gonna get to the point where, right now, obviously,
Now we're actually shilling.
Yeah. No.
The graphic should be in the
Pockets made one.
Yeah.
Slipping.
It's in the old
We got DMX as a producer. He's
a
slipping.
reference material.
Hey, you want it, you got it.
It's gonna deliver to you.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, like we said before, please follow. I'm gonna link to them again, because I really want you guys to put this in your URLs and pin it. Do whatever you got to do to take a look at these guys streaming tonight, because you're gonna get a lot out of this. So I'm gonna link to them again. Add these dudes to your URLs, baby.
Oh yeah, these guys are very important. And
Fave these guys. Yeah.
Also, support resident goon artist Meta Abe, who's brought you these wonderful designs that you see here on your screen.
For you guys, for you. Yeah, and I'd like to thank a lot of people that have supported us and bought shirts and subscribed and donated to us. Like, a lot of the stuff that we do, that it really makes it all worth it, And being here, getting ready for tonight, and seeing all you guys getting ready to play as well, like, it really adds to the whole experience, and it just makes me happy to be able to put in as much hard work as I need to for this type of stuff. So, yeah, man, if you guys could donate, buy a shirt, subscribe, whatever you guys can do, man, we really appreciate it, and it's already gone a long way for us. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys have been great, and these are actually like kind of flying off the shelf, as it were. It's been awesome seeing the amount of support here, but it's also really cool for you, I imagine, that people just like the design.
Yeah. And again, I plan on to continue working on stuff. As a matter of fact, I guess we'll give you guys a bit of a vocal preview. We got 2 new shows coming up. We can't give you the details, but they're gonna be pretty fucking big. and new designs for those as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline with Game Goons, man. If you guys stick with us, there won't be a dull moment. There'll be something going on.
I do believe
These 2 new shows. Do I get disqualified from them for my hyperbolic time chamber comment?
I mean, if you don't say it
No.
again, maybe.
Yeah, just don't say some ignorant stuff like that ever again.
Cool. All right, in there.
Mount Paozu, man. There's gonna be another one. A lot more new things in the works, man. You know, we're all developing here. We're trying to keep pushing forward, and also, like, again, since we already linked to them, like to give a lot of shout outs to the people that have been on our show, man. Like the community, and this is the night before a pretty big deal for us. Everybody's going to be able to play this game. It's going to be an open beta, and opinions going to be running rampant as usual. But that's the name of the game, man. That's what we fucking play. And I just can't wait till we can really all come together and get this shit done, man. And January 26th, Z fucking day,
Z Day.
Z day, baby.
Get ready.
Coined by Hell Pockets.
That's right,
Get
man.
ready.
Bandai Namco actually likes that slogan, but they didn't steal it from me, so I much respect to Bandai Namco, and much thanks to them also for basically making the Mount Paozu experience, what it is today. Allowing us to go in and get footage and bring it to you. Hopefully, we can continue that relationship into the future. As Dragon Ball FighterZ is surely to get an update in 2019. We want to be one of the first people there to break it to you. Maybe that's thinking a little far ahead, but that's how I work.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, we reached the end of our show tonight.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate you guys for sticking around with us, going over that little retrospective of the legacy games, again, talking to where we are right now, both MPA and Dragon Ball fighting games. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have access to it tonight, have fun. And we will be talking about this. And last thing to link to, Gibby, can you drop the Discord link into the chat? We'll be discussing a lot of this stuff in here in the tonight and also in the future, and we have been. We do have a matchmaking area also, so if you guys want to link up to people that are closer to you, might have a better connection, please do that. But I hope we've killed enough time for you guys to be able to go into that game tonight. And yeah, man, I'm just gonna let Hell Pockets have his time and close this baby out, man.
Okay, well, once again, I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Mount Paozu Arcade, this special beta Friday edition. And remember, this Monday, MLK's birthday, we are going to be running the preview of the final form of Mount Paozu Arcade, which is something that is very special to me, that I've been wanting to run with a game, not necessarily Dragon Ball FighterZ, but just that formula of show type. So this is something that I've been working on for a really long time, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed theorizing it. See you in beta. I'll be posting like what room I'm in on Twitter, so keep an eye on either the Game Goons Twitter or on my Twitter. If you want to come and get your ass whooped.
Oh shit. Well, what? Okay, let's remind the people this is the first time in a while you're gonna be able to be full fucking goon.
Oh yeah.
You guys might have not seen it at the last beta, but you will not see a dude feel himself more than Hell Pockets because he has not got that opportunity yet, and he will. So stay tuned for that shit.
Yeah, don't let me hit you with Vegeta's DP on wake up, on your wake up, because I do that shit. I got immaculate reads. Yeah, man. It's been the crazy ass latter half of the year and the crazy ass beginning of the new year, and it's just gonna get crazier. And I want you guys to all be on board for the ride, and keep watching Mount Paozu Arcade. Look out for the other shows. Buy our shit if you like it. Check us out if you ever see us at events. Go to tournaments, man. These tournaments are getting huge. We'll talk about that next episode for sure. But this is a real thing. Like that whole talk about Street Fighter V and Dragon Ball FighterZ may be smoke and mirrors and shit or whatever. It's window dressing, but this is a real thing that is happening right now, and I believe in it. So I hope you all do too. Anyway, so that's about it for me. I got to get some sleep before open beta starts up, like at least 2 hours. and you know, say goodnight to my baby girl, and you know, say what's up to some other people, and keep it super. You know what I'm saying?